Pierluigi Paganini joins us now from Rome. Thanks so much for being with us. First of all, I have to ask if you have any idea what may have caused this outage.
At the time, we have no evidence of a cyber attack. We cannot exclude that the outage was caused by technical issues within the Google architecture. And these issues probably had a domino effect.
Okay, but whatever caused it, I mean, it really shows how vulnerable we can be. Do you think we're really too dependent now on cloud-based technology? And I mean, could that seriously put us at risk if there's interference?
Unfortunately, yes. The level of penetration of technology is far more than we think. Almost every service that we daily use depends on technology like cloud computing, Internet of Things, mobile. These technologies are linked to each other, and it is likely a technology chain where a problem on the weakest link could have an impact on the overall infrastructure on a global scale.
Okay. I mean, this is all based, correct me if I'm wrong, this is all based in satellites. Satellites in orbit, and there is so much material in orbit. I mean, including even, minor things like space junk, as it's known. Some say it's a matter of time before those parts just kind of collide and potentially take down essential technological infrastructure.
You are right. A huge quantity of services that we daily use depends on satellite. The problem of space junk is real and poses a serious threat to our society. A broad range of services rely on satellite communication and connection. An incident to this complex device could have a dramatic impact on the services. We can also consider that the quantity of material in orbit will increase in the next years.
Right. So what happens if there is a collision? I mean, you can't just run out to outer space, get into orbit, and fix it quickly, can you?
Yeah, sure. An incident in orbit could have a dramatic impact on all the services that leverage on satellite for communication and connection.
I mean, what are we talking about? Planes can't fly. We won't have use of our phones. I mean, how bad does it get?
It's very bad because you can imagine that almost every service that we daily use depends on satellite. Imagine, for example, the communication for our cars or transportation systems, defense, communication. So basically, the entire society depends on this kind of services. We must apply. You have to consider that we must apply a security by design model every time we want to secure this system. Because we have to ensure the security and the availability of this system, and these two aspects must be considered as a pillar since the design phase.
Okay, so honestly, is it just a matter of time before something pretty bad happens? Or, I mean, are there methods we could employ to try and prevent or take action now before we could lose, vital systems and data?
As I told you, we need a good approach to the technology. Without this approach, we will see we are facing with an increasing complexity of the system that we daily use and a huge interdependency of this system. This means that it's a question of time without following the right approach to face a serious incident that could cause also the loss of lives.
Okay. Do you worry more about those incidences that could happen in orbit, or are hackers and cybersecurity here on the planet more of a threat right now?
Sincerely speaking, I fear both, because both could have a dramatic impact on a society that has a huge dependency on technology. Another things that we have to consider when we speak about hackers, that in every component we can find a piece of software, and every software can potentially be affected by a vulnerability that could be exploited by a hacker. And software is everywhere, in our cars, in telecommunications, and elsewhere. So I'm very worried by the possibility that hackers could exploit this vulnerability in our systems.
Making me worry too. Okay, Pierluigi Paganini, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for being with us from the Italian capital. We appreciate it.